Happy Monday, friends, and happy Labor Day, everybody. Here we go. I hope you guys aren't I hope you're not out there working too hard today for all the right reasons. Um, as to why you should not be working hard today, of course, because it's Labor Day. So, anyway, I'll just give it a couple minutes for everyone to jump in. Yo, Instagram's on it this morning. What's up, guys? What up, Sun Deviled? By the way, I like the name Sun Deviled because I'm a Sun Devil myself. Arizona State University. Let's go. What's up, Primera Vega? Oh, what's up, Wanda? Oh my gosh. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you on here. We got Kim Cox. She's on here as well. Huda Nezi. That's a cool name. I like that one also. What's up, guys? Hello, Sweden. How do you say hi in Swedish? Maybe drop it into the chat. Oh yes, Rose of Sharon, 1996. She made her banana pudding last night. Please tell me you crumbled up some graham crackers and put it on there. It gives it a whole banana cream pie kind of feel, right? And here's the best part. It doesn't take much. You don't need like sheets of graham crackers. You just need one. Crumble it over the top and you get all the notes with the banana cream pie. Then you get the graham cracker. It's money. I love it. And I hope you guys are loving the book too. It's super cool to see just all the feedback. Hey, really quick, guys, for everyone out there who did get the book, when you make your food, please tag me. Please tag me in whenever you like, when you take a picture, tag me in it so that I can repost. Nadine, hello, my friend. What up, Matt Ferris? What's going on? Laura's in the UK here. All right. Happy Labor Day, my friends. Happy Labor Day. I see Detroit's in the house. Chicago's in the house. Vancouver. Oh, my gosh. DJ Durfee. Get out of here. What's up? Good old, and that's Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, Canada. There's a big difference between the two. Nothing against Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver, Canada is pretty darn gorgeous, but Vancouver, Washington is pretty sweet too. Plus, there's no state income tax, and you do all your shopping in Portland where you don't have to pay sales tax. So it's a deal. What's up, Sione Mesa, Arizona boy, living in Utah? What's up, dude? I know Sione. Well, I know we've never met in person, but dude, I of course I know who you are. What's up, brother? Thanks so much for joining, man. All right. Kelly Girl 888. Yo, she says her husband's obsessed with the cornflake air fryer chicken. Thank you. Isn't it so freaking good? My kids have even gone as far to say that it rivals KFC. That's a bold statement, but I'm not kidding you. If it's done well and you season that thing season it perfectly with that Lowry's, it is so incredible. And here's the best part, Kelly Girl, is that it's so flexible. You can make anything with it, from chicken parm casseroles to Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches to whatever it is. It's just so freaking good. Also, you got to whip up some of those like the ranch dip with it, or any of the dressings or dips. They all go so well. I'm so happy to hear this. Take a picture next time and post me, please, so I can repost. Oh, Linda Pauly. She is in Big Sky, Montana. Man, I love driving through Montana. Such a gorgeous state. All right, guys, here we go. Over here too. Okay, Facebook's jumping on. The collective is in the house. What's up, Sarah Wilson? Good. Oh, she's making red velvet pancakes. Man, you guys are. I get on here and I just want to eat food. I love it. But high protein comfort food, which is what it's all about. So it's like, I want to eat food and get in shape and focus on my health. Yes, we can do that all here. I love it. What's up, Ohio? I'm gonna guess you pronounce it Shell, just like Michelle. Avril, what's up, my friend? Oh yes, I love it. So Avril, her son. It's so awesome because she's on this wellness journey, and her son has joined her. I think he's 13 or 14, right? Max. And it's so cool because she's always reporting back how Max is like, he's all about his weightlifting and he's jumping into the workouts with mom. It's really cool to see, and all the moms and dads out here. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really something when you're trying, you can tell your kids what to do until you're blue in the face, but the moment you actually just start doing it, they just want to do what you do. And it's really cool because that's how you really start to create a culture of fitness in your family. And, I heard the term used the other day and it really stuck with me. It resonated. And because everyone talks about generational wealth, but I think something that's far more valuable is generational health. And so, and I hope that just let that sink in for a quick second, because it's probably one of the greatest gifts that we can actually give our children is for them to see and for them to be almost indoctrinated into a culture of fitness for your family, because it really is. It's the gift that will continue to give to them and their next generation and their next generation. So that's really cool. Avril, awesome to see you on here, my friend. Paula, what's up? What's up, Elise? What's up, Jessica? Don, hello. What up, Vinny? All right, Brandy. I see Sun City, Arizona's in the house here. Okay, hey guys, real quick, while everyone's on here, I got questions for you. And then you can put me in the hot seat. You know how this thing goes. Let's have some fun. I am here to serve you on your journey of transformation, whatever I can do. And you guys know I elaborate. I want to share as much information as I possibly can so you have everything that you need to help support your journey of transformation. So here we go. Here's some questions for you. Let's start off with a win. I know everybody here has had a win this weekend of some sort. It could be big, it could be small. Please drop into the chat. What's a win that you had this weekend? Because I want, let's shift that focus. Let's shift the energy to something really positive here. What is a good win that you had this weekend? And share it so that we can celebrate you. Oh my gosh. Well, without even asking, I'm just reading up in the chat right here. Jessica, she hit 190 for the first time in 15 years. Jessica, way to go, my friend. Let's give her some love, guys. That's freaking amazing. Awesome. Okay. Oh, here we go. Wendy, my collective friend. Let's go, Wendy. She says she's cleaning out her closet and she's getting rid of all the clothes that don't fit her anymore. I love it for all the right reasons. That's wonderful. I'm so excited for you. Elise did a 3-mile hike. Shell signed up for a weightlifting competition. Holy smokes, you guys you're on fire right now. Caitlin ran 7 miles without stopping. It's about 4 more miles than I can do without stopping. I'm good for a 5K, then I got to take a break. Oh my gosh. Yes, Vinny, talk to his doctor. Vinny, I'm so glad you did that. Thank you. So Vinny, he was chiming in last week and I said, hey, brother, please go, you got to talk to your doctor and they're going to send you in the right direction. He talked to his doctor. He's going to a dietitian. Way to go, dude. I love it, man. Thank you. Don lost 20 more pounds. God, I'm so glad I asked this question. There's so many beautiful wins this morning for you guys to share. Sarah, she started with a 15-minute walk, did Move 1 Million, and then did bodyweight legs workout. I love it. Nancy started walking more, biking more. Here we go. I'm just going to jump over here to Instagram really quick because there's some huge wins over here. AP running family didn't spend any money eating out and ate everything at home. Amazing. That's incredible. And I mean, yeah, you save a ton, but when you know all the tricks of the trade, you can make food that tastes even better. And so you save time and you save money and you save calories, because we know how that goes. The moment you step outside your house, you got no control over what they're putting in your food. Now, granted, I know a lot of times they'll print their calories, their macros on some of the menus, but still, this stuff, it can quickly get out of control real fast. Yasmi 11 walked for the entire week. Way to go. I love this. I see Brienne walk during her son's soccer warm-up. Incredible. Guys, I'm telling you, walking. It's the new running. And I'm telling, like, for what it's worth, anyone who I work with, even especially on the journey of weight loss, I advise everybody against running. Not that it's bad. Running is great. Cardio is great. High intensity cardio is amazing for like 1,000 reasons if I even started to list them. But walking, when you're on the weight loss journey, walking, I in my personal opinion, and also just from the literature, seems to have far more benefits for controlling the weight loss journey. I'm not gonna say it's like they're both absolutely magical, but walking is so good. I love to see you guys walking. Stephanie had an awesome meal prep. Yes, you did, Stephanie. And that was epic. Guys, we had the most epic meal prep session yesterday with the collective. It was really good. Between those barbecue chicken cheddar burritos, and we made a key lime pie. By the way, everyone on the collective, I don't know if you guys have tried the key lime pie yet. It's absolute nails. And I'm going to tell on myself really quick because remember yesterday. So guys, every week we jump in and we meal prep live with the collective. And that's my private coaching group. But sometimes I get so caught up in talking that every once in a while I forget an ingredient. And it's great because they'll chime in and be like, hey, Chris, you forgot the milk. Hey, Chris, you forgot a teaspoon of vanilla, whatever. I was on fire yesterday. Conversation going. What didn't forget an ingredient? I forgot some cream cheese in the cheesecake, guys. I don't know, and no one caught it. And so as soon as we finished, I was like, oh, the cream cheese. Here's the thing. I still tried it, and it's absolutely incredible. But remember, guys, a quarter cup cream cheese. Throw it in the cheesecake. It's money. All right, more wins here. I love being a granny. First of all, I love your name. Love being a granny. She lost 60 pounds. She lost 6 pounds and went to the next stone bracket. That is amazing. Congratulations, my friend. Here we go. Let's see. Looking for some more wins here. Cynthia started the gym again after surgery. Welcome back, my friend. I'm so happy for you. That is absolutely incredible. Wow. Daddy Chris 82, man. I'm going to give you props right now. He said he's always had a hard time staying away from fast food and only ate it once this week instead of going out about 5 times. Brother, way to go, man. That's huge. And by the way, what a beautiful first step. Do that again. So instead of going out 5 times this next week, just pick one day and go grab your fast food. I think that's a beautiful first step. I work with, say people are trying to ease back on, drinking a 6-pack every night. Well, drink 4 instead of 6. Do that for a while and then drink 3 instead of 4 and then drink 2 instead of 3, and so you baby step it in. You don't need to go cold turkey. I think a baby step approach can be extremely powerful for so many people. And that's the way I do it. I'm not a cold turkey kind of guy. I've done the cold turkey thing a couple times in my life. I'm way more prone to long-term success with baby steps. So way to go, brother. Here we go. EV Natasha Music. She says, this might sound backwards, but I consider my win to be rest. That's not backwards at all, my friend. That's a huge thing that a lot of people, especially those type A personalities out there that are just constantly redlining it. Go, 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 go. Remember, rest and relaxation, the ability to reset is just as important as throttling it up and cranking full forward. And so I think that's huge for you to be able to listen to your body. She said, yesterday I was feeling run down, so I allowed myself to rest and relax last night. That's huge. And that's something that too many of us, we don't pay attention to how we're feeling and we run ourselves into the ground. And when we do that, we're no good for anybody. And so good on you, my friend. That is a huge win. That's definitely something that you need to be acknowledged for and that I think we all needed to hear. So, wow. Let's see. Jenny committed to eating whole foods for 7 days. So far, so good. Day 1. You've got this, my friend. Here's the beauty of it, Jenny. Every journey begins with one base. It's one, just win today. When you get this big win out of the way, every journey begins with one day of success. That's all you need to focus on is just today. No control over yesterday, no control over tomorrow. All you've got is right here and right now. And your journey will begin when you win today. That's not just for you, Jenny. That's for everybody here. It starts today. Whatever, like if you are setting out to do something, just win today. You don't look up at the top of the mountain. Keep your head down on the trail and just focus on right here, right now. That's everything. Wow. Linda Pauly brought her triglycerides down from 298 to 94. 10,000 steps a day, no medication, diet, or supplements. Holy smokes. There you go, Linda, with just pure lifestyle-based changes. That's incredible. Keep this also in mind, my friends. Supplements, yeah, medication, incredible tools. But I'm going to say a lot of the stuff that people tend to focus on thinking it's going to solve the problems, those are the pebbles. The big boulders are those lifestyle pillars: nutrition, movement, rest, hydration, sleep, stress management. Those are the big things. That's what you build your lifestyle upon, is that foundation. And then you use medication, supplements. You can use all those things to accelerate it. They're beautiful tools that we can utilize to really help make the journey a little bit easier, a little bit more enjoyable. But they aren't going to solve the problems. Those big boulders, the foundation, those lifestyle pillars, that's what sets the foundation for all of us. And if you set those, everything, it will accelerate everything significantly more. Oh, guys, this is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing everything. All right, got another question for you. I was having fun writing out your questions this morning. All right. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your wins over the last weekend. This is huge. And I love this momentum that we're building up here. This is awesome. Now, what's something that you're grateful for this morning or this afternoon for some of my friends on the East Coast, and or this evening for my friends who are across the pond in Europe? So what's something that you're grateful for today? I'll say that instead of this morning. What's something that you're grateful for today? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. Let's see. Yo, Dave, first time here. What's up, dude? Welcome, my friend. We are here to lift each other up and support each other on the journey of transformation. So any questions that you might have, you can put me in the hot seat here real quick. Or there's a bunch of my friends in the collective and just a bunch of my friends over the years. They're all here also. So sometimes you can ask questions and people jump in and answer them for you. So this is basically where we all just kind of come together and help each other. So welcome aboard. Here we go. Something you're grateful for. A beautiful pink pixie had a whole wheat bread and natural peanut butter. She had a delicious sandwich. Hey, I tell you what, it's so funny. Actually, you know what? Beautiful pink pixie. Great minds think alike, because you know what the thing is that I was grateful for this morning? It's not deep. I'm grateful for powdered peanut butter, my friends. Good, just powdered peanut butter done right. I've had powdered peanut butter that ain't great. Powdered peanut butter done right is so amazing, because peanut butter is probably one of my favorite things in the world. And the fact that powdered peanut butter came out that has a fraction of the calories, but still has a lot of the flavor. You can mix it with all kinds of amazing things. That's what I'm grateful for. So sometimes you can be grateful for the little things, because sometimes they are the big things. Mary Jo says, oh, her dog keeps you active. This is true. You want to get more steps in? Get a dog, because they will remind you every single day when it's time to move. It's probably one of the best things. Oh, yeah, Art, we can jump into this. He's asking a question about creatine. Great question. Let's go ahead and you all can put me in the hot seat in just a second. Tammy Marie says, baby. She says, baby grandsons and family. They remind me to focus on new beginnings. Boy, isn't that the truth? What a beautiful reflection there. That's awesome. Lisa says, being able to sleep in. Lisa, I'm with you there. I slept in yesterday and it felt so good. It was awesome. Sandy says, to be alive. You know, Sandy, you're spot on. I'm right there with you. Every single one of us here, we've survived 100% of our roughest days. All of us have. It's always something to be grateful for, to be alive. Here we go. Jill, thank you for saying this, Jill. She says that I get to work out. How awesome is that? And by the way, just everyone listening right now, focus on that mindset. How many times, and I'm guilty of this for decades, saying I have to work out. Oh, I can't do that. Like, oh, I got to work out right now. I got to work out. I have to work out. No, we get to work out. Working out is a celebration of your body. And and a lot of times people are scared of working out because of the sensations that you feel in your body, where it's something, a discomfort in the muscle, slight burn in the muscle, your lungs, are inflamed. You're breathing heavy, your heart's beating fast. And so sometimes there could be like a connotation with discomfort there. And sometimes it can seem a little bit scary. No, what a blessing. That's what your body feels like in motion. And that's actually your body, what it needs to thrive. And so the fact to switch that mindset to, I get to work out. Guys, working out is a choice. You don't have to work out. You don't have to do anything. We get to, and we choose to. And it is truly such a beautiful celebration of your body. It's moving it. And sometimes I know some of us here, we might have a ankle or a knee or a hip injury and you can't move your lower body. Then we move our upper body. You might have a shoulder injury or an elbow injury or a neck injury. You can't move your upper body. So you can move your lower body. We move around it. But that's how you honor your body, is we get to work out to honor our body. Here we go. Emily says, grateful for being able to move freely. Yes. Oh, I just jumped to another question and started reading it without even reading it. I love it. Okay. I love it. Oh, okay. I'm going to jump over here to Insta. What are you guys grateful for? Here we go. Nice weather. Oh, Bev Barry says, nice weather to dry my clothes. She's in the UK. So yeah, you know what? In the UK, I know you guys get a lot of that gloomy weather over there. So yeah, nice weather it's a beautiful thing. Grateful for this live day. Oh, greetings from Barcelona. Or I should say Barcelona, right? That's how they say it. Oh, that's so cool. Probably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Barcelona. That's awesome. Tropical Storm 808. Grateful for this beautiful morning. Well, lucky you, 808. You're in Hawaii. You get beautiful mornings every morning. I think that is awesome. Yeah, so much to be grateful for, especially waking up in Hawaii. You can't go wrong there. Grateful for my new cable and Smith machine. Yo, J.R. Lee, my man. Congratulations, man. Leveling up with a cable and Smith machine. Let's go, dude. I love it. Beautiful Pink Pixie. She says she's never heard of powdered peanut butter. Oh my gosh, my friend. So here's what I want you to do. If you're in the States, just go ahead and look it up on Amazon. My preferred brand is PB Fit. I have no relationship with them at all. There's PB2. There's a handful of different brands out there, but PB Fit, I think they do a great job. You can also get it at Costco. So Costco and Amazon, they both carry it. Here's what I'm going to highly recommend, though, just because I'm all about my flavor. You can take your powdered peanut butter, you can mix it with any sort of milk, just a little bit, and you can actually turn it into a peanut butter. Here's the thing. It's not quite the same because it doesn't have the peanut oil in it. So, but you can still get a lot out of the flavor. And see, me, I personally love to take the powdered peanut butter, turn it into a peanut butter, like a paste, just like a normal peanut butter. But then I pour it over my chocolate ice cream. Or I'll mix it into, I can mix it into just about anything. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to just throw a little crackle of sea salt on there. And it's really going to help those peanuts pop. Like just the powdered peanut butter, it's going to bring the flavor up significantly. Not a lot, just a little dash of salt in there. And it really takes it to another level. So you're going to love that. Again, Amazon, Costco, look up PB Fit. It's great stuff. You're going to love it. All right. Yo, Ray Douglas, my man, it's good to see you on here. And you've got a lot to be grateful for in your life, my friend, especially with Mama Kathy and Josh and your journey together, man. It's good to see you on here. I hope you are thriving. All three of you. I love you guys. All right. Here we go. Okay, guys, y'all can put me in the hot seat and let's go. Let's talk. Oh, Layers of Beauty by Allie. I'm telling you, you take that peanut butter and you drizzle it over some chocolate ice cream. And so here's the thing, the chocolate ice cream, yes, it's in my Deliciously Fit book. So I make it with, you guys know the Fairlife chocolate shakes, a little bit of chocolate fudge, sugar-free Jell-O, a little bit of Hershey's cocoa powder, and then a little bit of sweetener. Because remember, when you freeze something, it actually brings the flavor down and the sweetness down significantly. Have you guys ever had like regular ice cream and when it melts and you taste it, it's really, really sweet, like overwhelmingly sweet? It's because they have to really load it up with sugar, because when it's frozen, you actually lose a lot of that sugar, the sugar taste in the mouth. And so that's why when you do freeze, even something as deliciously sweet as like a Fairlife chocolate shake, it's really important you add a little bit of sweetener to it. So when you guys are making your ice creams, throw in a little sweetener and also throw in a little bit of salt. The sweetness, salt and sweet go so beautifully together. It's just a perfect little medley. So that's kind of basically how I make my chocolate ice creams. And then I throw them in the creamy, let it do its magic, turns it into a soft serve, drizzle the peanut butter over the top. And then I scrape out the inside of 2 Oreo cookies. So I'm stuck with 4 wafers, right? The top and the bottom, that's going to be 2 wafers. So I do that with 2 cookies. I just crush them up and I sprinkle them over the top. And that way you get the peanut butter, you get the chocolate drizzle, and then you get the Oreo crunch. But all of those together is like 309 calories, and it's like 34 grams of protein. And so it's a monster win. And I'll just sit there at the end of my night. I've storied about it a handful of times, and I'm just eating a freaking pint of ice cream. And I'm thinking, is this life right now? Like, I get to eat a pint of ice cream and I'm still under my calories. I'm still at a deficit because otherwise, I mean, of course, the comparison would be 1,000 calories if I was eating chocolate ice cream with peanut butter, but it tastes the same. And then you even get the Oreo crunch. It's money. It's so good. So anyway, just to give you guys some ideas. Okay, here we go. Like I'd mentioned, you can put me in the hot seat now. Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, Eddie, dude. Add like when you're making an ice cream, per ice cream, maybe an extra teaspoon of sweetener, just an extra teaspoon of sweetener and a crackle of salt. Blend it all up in there and then freeze it. Another level, brother. Another level. And then if you do make the peanut butter, remember, another little crackle of salt in the peanut butter really helps it pop. Okay, so here we go. Jenny Welch says, do I agree that working out in the morning is better than the evening? Should you have something in your stomach, even for a simple walk or a weight workout? Okay, what a beautiful question. Let's go ahead and start this off. Working out in the morning. If you're going to be working out at a high intensity, morning actually is better than evening. Okay, before we even go there, though, I'm going to correct myself. If you work out anytime, you win. So when we start to get into the nuances of morning and evening, we're getting down into the details. If you don't have time to work out in the morning and you're working out in the evening, you freaking win. Like that's one of the big boulders, right? So now, I mean, as far as the morning, evening, all we're doing is just moving that boulder a little bit one way or the other, depending on what's going to be beneficial for you. I will say this. If it's a high intensity workout, maybe a higher intensity cardio, metabolic conditioning, or a really intense weight training session where you're, moving from, one movement to the next, which, by the way, it's important you have your rest in between so you can actually give maximal effort per set so you can yield the results that you're looking for stimulus for growth, blah, blah, blah. However, high intensity, the reason being high intensity movement does elicit a cortisol release. The more you can spike your cortisol in the morning, the better. Cortisol is not bad. Cortisol is freaking amazing. It's amazing for you when you can raise it in the mornings and you can get it low in the evenings. You do not want your cortisol spiking in the late afternoon and evenings. That's when it messes you up. And so if you can actually, get a good intense workout in the morning, it will actually be incredibly beneficial for helping you set your circadian rhythms for more wakefulness during the day and deeper sleep at night. It's wonderful for you. However, again, if you got to split it up because your life and your lifestyle simply makes you split it up, then make it fit however you need. For me personally, I'll do a couple like high intensity cardio sprints, literally like 60 seconds in the morning, just for that cortisol spike. And then I'll typically do a lot of my weight training in the afternoons and evenings. Now, here's on the flip side, you tend to be a little bit stronger in the afternoons and evenings. Nervous system's more awake, and you can recruit more muscle fibers because you're just and also, for what it's worth, there seems to be a little bit of a testosterone rise in the afternoons. Well, it's also peaking in the mornings, but people do tend to be a little bit stronger in the afternoons. But again, guys, this is all nuanced stuff. This is not a big deal. And it's a bigger picture. If you work out, you win. As far as having something in your stomach, it really depends. That's going to be a personal preference thing. And I'll speak to that versus the weight loss thing. I know a lot of people will say fasted cardio. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, a 500 calorie deficit is going to be a 500 calorie deficit. And your body is going to then mobilize and oxidize that energy, that body fat. So if you're at and whether that's because you had a banana first thing in the morning and then you went on a walk, or you didn't have the banana and then you went on a walk, because and I know there's a lot of information out there about, if there's no food in your stomach and there's no available food or available glucose, etc., then your body's going to start oxidizing fat at a faster rate. Yes. But if you go into a calorie surplus later in the day, it's going to be a wash. A deficit is a deficit. So it's really all about how you feel. That's the most important thing for me, for anyone who's on the weight loss journey, is listening to how your body feels as you're going through the process. And so if you start to feel lightheaded in your workout because you haven't eaten anything, then you should eat something before your workout. If you feel sick to your stomach because you ate, then you maybe scale back and maybe work out on an empty stomach. Some people thrive in different ways. I have to eat before I work out. I do. If I don't, then I get sick to my stomach and I'm lightheaded and I feel terrible. So just keep that in mind as you're going through your journey. Listen to your body. And at the end of the day, track your calories. And that's going to go ahead and that's going to get you where you want to go. Whether you eat before the workout or after the workout, you put yourself at a deficit, you're going to win. Okay, here we go. Here we go. One fast V8 peptides, shot or pill form. If pill, what brand do you recommend to use? When it comes to peptides, I would always prefer a shot, to be brutally honest with you. Huge fan BPC 157, huge fan CJC 1295, NAD. I mean, guys, there's a lot to learn about these peptides these days. I highly recommend you either, speak with a licensed practitioner and also do a ton of research yourself on them to see what might be good for you. But boy, they really are. I think they are going to be a phenomenal tool for so many people moving forward. And do I prefer a shot form? 1,000%. Here's the catch. Anytime that you're going to be ingesting something, it has to pass through your digestive system. It literally has to pass through a vat of acid. And these peptides, a lot of them are these chains of amino acids. And guess they ain't going to survive the vat of acid, the hydrochloric acid that's pouring into your stomach, because then it has to go from there into your small intestine. Then it's absorbed into your bloodstream for your small intestine. This is why there's a lot that just simply cannot survive that environment. It's a brutal environment that's literally made to melt everything. And so if you want to just get all those like the actual peptide, that chain of amino acids into your bloodstream, best thing you could do is to inject it. And so that's why I would definitely be a fan of the shot form over pill form. Silly Jackie is catch my clone. It's crazy, Jackie. I go back and I look at pictures and I look at pictures of him and me together. I'm thinking that there's no doubt that's my boy. That's for sure. So he's a good kid too. He's awesome. Yes. Beautiful pink pixie. It's just 309 calories for that entire pint with the peanut butter. If you add the Oreo wafers, I think it adds maybe another 35 to 40 calories. So knock yourself out, my friend. You're looking at 350 max. And it's probably the best 350 you can spend right there. You're going to love it. Oh, here we go. Love being a granny. Can you get the book in the UK? Yes, you absolutely can. Well, it's an ebook right now. The print version will be coming out late. Well, happy September 1st. It's going to be coming out late this month. It will be the print version of Deliciously Fit. Guys, it's 285 pages. And for those of you who got the ebook, you see like the formatting's, it's gorgeous. We put a lot into this. But it's 285 pages, all of them glossy. Yes, it will be spiral bound as well. So like a good recipe book should be, so you can literally flip that thing open and you don't have to fight the book while you're making the recipe. But it's so high quality. The book it's 5 pounds. And so I deep down inside, I'm thinking, well, good, because maybe get a little resistance training in there. You could use it like as a dumbbell, but it's a 5 pound recipe book. I mean, I'm pretty stoked for it. Here we go. Shelly's asking, is turmeric good for belly fat? I've never even heard about the use of turmeric for belly fat, but you know what it's really good for? Inflammation. It is. I mean, it will go toe to toe with ibuprofen for inflammation, to reduce inflammation. It is magic. And it's a seasoning that you can get. I mean, granted, you'll probably want to get it in a more concentrated dose. You can just buy it on Amazon, get just a highly rated one there. But it is incredible. In fact, a great friend of mine at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, Dr. Holly Wyatt, she and her team were the ones that did a ton of the studies on turmeric and the inflammation reducing capabilities that it has or properties that it has. And she's the one that actually found that it was comparable to ibuprofen, like straight up Advil, which is really incredible. Okay. So here we go. Shell, does a pre-workout actually help? If so, what do I recommend? Here's the thing. I actually had this conversation with the collective last week, and we were looking at the things that actually gets us motivated. Here's something that's really kind of cool. I'm going to answer your question. You'll get where I'm going here, but bear with me. I'm just going to share with you a little bit of information. In order to get the human body to move, there has to be, it's like a domino reaction where it's like you have to, because a lot of times, let's put it this way. I'm going to ask you guys a question. How many of you wake up in the morning and the last thing you want to do is work out? Your body's tired. Your mind is tired. And you're just exhausted. And you're just thinking, oh, the last thing I want to do is just get on the bike or go outside on a walk or lift a weight. I mean, everything feels heavier. Everything just feels harder first thing in the morning, right? Then you have your cup of coffee. You have that little bit of caffeine. All of a sudden, once it starts kicking in, you find yourself out walking, right? Why? What happened? Well, there's this domino reaction where it goes from the prefrontal cortex of like, is this worth it? Yes, it's worth it. But then there has to be like this rush of dopamine that says, yeah, it's worth it. And it goes from there into these other mechanisms in the brain to the premotor cortex, to the motor cortex, down the spinal cord, and your muscles are in motion. Caffeine is the second strongest ingredient that will do that. The number one ingredient that will do that is peer pressure. Is you do it with, all of a sudden you're with 50 people and everyone goes out the door on a walk. As tired as you are, you're going to walk. The number two most powerful thing to actually elicit that kind of result, to put you in motion, is caffeine. Why are pre-workouts loaded with caffeine? Or at least a lot of them are. Some of them are caffeine free, but most of them are there because it elicits dopamine, and it stimulates a release of dopamine. And then with that, it's going to go ahead and it's going to wake you up and it's going to motivate you. Right? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter of motivation. So yes, it does that. But then also pre-workouts, they have vasodilators in them. They've got ingredients in there that will actually increase the size of your vessels. And so it can carry nutrients to and away from and it can carry junk or, byproducts away from the muscle. So now you can deliver more oxygen and nutrients to the muscle and you can get byproducts out of it faster. You can get a pump in the muscle. You can get a lot of different things. Sometimes it also has beta alanine, which is like the tingles that you get, where your lips and your fingers start tingling. And they have got all these different ingredients in there that can simply help with your performance. Pre-workouts work. They do. But what I would warn against is, abusing your pre-workouts, doing 2 scoops. Don't even bother dry scooping it. Just throw it in some liquid and enjoy it. It's like there's that whole thing, I don't know, years back about dry scooping your pre-workout. Don't bother. Just take it as it's recommended on the bottle. Always consult your physician first, especially if you have a cardiovascular condition, because caffeine, it can cause a racing heart. And so just keep that in mind. So that's what I would recommend. As far as a brand goes, Transform HQ, which is my brand, I got to formulate our pre-workout. It's pretty awesome. But here's the thing. There's a lot of really good pre-workouts out there. So I'd say research them all, kind of figure out which one works best for you. Find one that tastes really good, because I think that flavor drives behavior. And if you find a pre-workout that tastes really good, you're a lot more likely to take it more often, because it's just one more layer of enjoyment, of pleasure, that's going to help then start this cascade of these domino reactions to get you into motion. Then it's going to increase your performance in your workout, so then you can yield better results. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the pre-workout. Mirage, magnesium. Okay, there are so many different types and they all do different things. I should post a magnesium cheat sheet, because yes, there are different magnesiums based on the different results that you're looking for. There's some for mental clarity, like magnesium threonate is great for concentration and mental clarity. Magnesium glycinate is going to be great for sleep because it helps cool your body. That's the purpose of magnesium. Like the glycinate, it actually helps your body cool itself down, believe it or not. And your body temperature has to drop 1 degree to fall asleep. Then magnesium citrate, for those of you who know what magnesium citrate will do, well, that's going to increase motility in the gut, and that's going to go ahead and flush a lot of stuff out. So there's a lot of different magnesiums. If you're looking for one that will not cause tummy issues, avoid citrate, go for glycinate or bisglycinate. There's two different kinds, magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate. That's guessing if you're going to be using magnesium for sleep. And I'm making an assumption here. So that just guessing on what you're looking for. Amy, brilliant. She just printed out the ebook and she put it into a binder. And you know what I'll do sometimes, Amy? I just keep it on my phone. And then whenever I want to, I'm like, oh, I want to make the chocolate ice cream or blueberry cheesecake pancakes or crispy air fried chicken. I'll just one-off print it out. And then I'll just throw it in the kitchen. Like you guys, I cannot wait for this book to be printed. I cannot wait because it's going to be sitting on my countertop at all times. Don, the cookbook, if you just go to chrisbell.com, it's right there. Let me see. Up top under tools, it should be under Deliciously Fit. Or you go to, actually, you know what? The link's in my bio. So you just go right to, it's Deliciously Fit is the name of the cookbook. You can check it out in the bio. I love that you guys are loving the recipes. And more than anything, my friends, I just wanted to open up your eyes to the fact that there's a whole new world of flavor beyond chicken and broccoli when it comes to the weight loss journey, just to make it so much more enjoyable. Because, I'm sure we've all heard so many times the saying that food is fuel, but it's not. Food is more than fuel. Food is family, and food is connection, and food is comfort. And I think for years we went wrong by hammering home food is fuel, because it's simply not for humans. While food might be and real whole natural foods are great for the physical body, we also have to keep in mind our emotional health and our mental health. And when you need comfort, and when you need connection, and you want that and or celebration, that we have to honor that. And so why wouldn't we make comfort foods that are simply just a little bit more high in protein and maybe less sugar? And that's the purpose of this, is so that you never feel deprived or restricted. And I think that will lead to longer term success, because I've been on both sides of the coin of restriction and deprivation, and it doesn't seem to work in the long term. And we see this time and again. So why don't we actually honor it, not just physical health, but also the emotional health and mental health, and also honor food for the tradition and the culture and the connection that it provides for all of us. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now, but there's just a lot of reasons why I just think it's really important to learn. Well, if you're on the weight loss journey, you should learn how to cook really good, delicious food, comfort food for yourself. That's a fraction of the calories, because we've got the ingredients and we got the tools to do it. And so you should enjoy the process as much as possible. You should really enjoy weight loss. It shouldn't be painful. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let me see. More questions. This is really good. And this is going to go back to my running versus walking conversation. DLE Vario 07 says, sometimes after intense workouts, I am ravenous and I end up overeating. Why is that? And what can I change? This is why I do not recommend higher intensity cardio for any of my clients. In fact, I do not allow them to do cardio where their heart rate is elevated for a long period of time. Moderately elevated to relatively low, we're talking zone 1, zone 2 max, okay. But when you say after intense workouts, and that's exactly why. Well, there's two reasons why. Number one, we're going to blow through that fast. When you're at a calorie deficit, you're doing high intensity work, especially when it's generating a burn in the muscle, etc. A lot of times that's beyond the body's capability to burn fat. And sometimes you will start to consume more muscle in the process. And so, yes, that's one of the reasons I do not want to do high intensity cardio while you're at a calorie deficit on the weight loss journey. However, this is the real reason why. High intensity workouts absolutely stimulate a greater appetite. And by the way, if anyone out there has done high intensity workouts and they don't get hungrier, please reveal yourselves, because we need to send you to a space lab, like a NASA science lab, to study you, because that's just one of the natural reactions of the human body. After intense workouts, appetite is increased. And so that's why it's so hard, especially if you're trying to lose weight and you're doing high intensity cardio, which we have been told to do for decades. You're already at a deficit, which causes hunger. And now, because of this high intensity movement, you're going to magnify that hunger significantly. you're going to find yourself white knuckling it. And that's why you overeat, because you're just so hungry. You've caused so much physical hunger. You cannot win the war. You might win a battle here and there. You ain't going to win the overall war. That's why we scale it back. Steps, steps, steps. When you're looking to lose weight, you focus on your steps. And that what we do is here's my recommendation for steps. Pull out your health app on your Android or iPhone. Open up the health app. I want you to look at your average monthly steps, or no, actually look at your average weekly steps. Just see what you did last week. You're going to take that number. And if what you've done last week is in your crazy, everyday, busy lives, if that is the most you can do, okay, we can stay there. But if you're looking to make results, then I want you to take that number and I want you to just add 10% to it. Now, the literature says 15 is acceptable. I just like to add 10%. So say you're doing 5,000 steps a day. I want you to go ahead and add 10%, which is 500. So now your new step goal will be 5,500 steps a day. It's a big enough stretch that you're going to have to think about it a little bit and maybe go outside and do an extra 3 minutes or 5 minutes of walking, but it's not so big that it's not doable and that you're going to lose your faith in yourself. And so it's just stretch it by 10%. Then let it ride for a couple weeks. And in a couple weeks, if you can do that, see if you can stretch it another 10%. And that's how you're going to slowly increase your steps throughout the day while you're at a calorie deficit, and you will start to see results. Oh, and by the way, you're not going to be increasing your hunger significantly at all. You're not going to be cannibalizing muscle in the process. And so you can go through the weight loss process. And then when you cross into maintenance, then bring your calories up, go running, enjoy yourself. Because guess what? Go running, you're going to be hungrier so you can eat more food. You're in maintenance. But while you're losing weight, it's a really difficult thing to do. And it causes a lot of discomfort. And I want to avoid discomfort for anyone who's going through the weight loss journey. It's about making it extremely satisfying and enjoying and pleasurable, dare I say, but we can do it. Okay. Here we go. What's my view of carbs in eating habits? Okay, well, my friends, for those of you who know me, obviously, I am huge into carb cycling for a lot of different reasons. Mostly, okay, first of all, carbs are absolutely necessary. Listen closely, and I want you guys to even do a little bit of Google research on this. I know low carb diets, they tend to be the craze. And because for years we were told about carbs and how bad they are for us. However, I want everyone to look up low carb diet, thyroid conversion. Right? Everyone knows well, I know most of us, if you don't know what your thyroid is, it's a gland that sits right here. It's like a little bow tie gland, and it produces something called T4, thyroxine. Now, here's the thing. Thyroxine doesn't really, it does not, when it interacts with the cells of the body, it doesn't interact with the cells of the body. Thyroxine must be converted to T3, which is triiodothyronine. And remember, if your thyroid gland is functioning properly, then your metabolism, for the most part, is going to be cranking at, let's just say optimal levels, or it certainly can be. You need your thyroid functioning and you need conversion happening properly for your body to be optimized. Now, here's the catch. Did you know that your thyroid gland, it only converts so much of the T4 to T3 in the thyroid? Most of the conversion actually happens down here in the liver. When you follow a low carbohydrate diet, when fatty acids, which means that, there's going to be more fatty acids in the system, especially if you're at a calorie deficit. When that happens, I won't get into the nitty gritty there, but it blunts your thyroid conversion in the liver. And so you cannot convert T4 to T3 nearly as much. And so what carbohydrates do is they elicit an insulin response. They clean the blood. And when they do that, T4 to T3 conversion goes up in your liver. Don't take my word for it. Again, look it up. Low carbohydrate diets, thyroid conversion in the liver. When you follow a chronic low carb diet, then your thyroid conversion goes down, which means what? Your metabolism slowly goes down. So that's the punchline here, guys. When you eat low carbs for a long period of time, your metabolism will start to slowly come down because you will start to blunt that T4 to T3 conversion in the liver. This is where regular increases in carbohydrate consumption, so maybe every 2 days or every 3 days, you actually eat a lot of carbs, potatoes, pasta, cereal, whatever it is, fruit, rice, sweet potatoes, oatmeal, whatever. But those carbohydrates will help clean the fatty acids out of the blood. They will also help support thyroid conversion in the liver. So you can increase your thyroid conversion, which is also subsequently going to help increase your metabolic rate. And it keeps your thyroid functioning properly, but also conversion happening properly. We need this. This is one of the reasons why I love to carb cycle. It's because it keeps you getting the results you want without that metabolic slowdown. But it also increases awareness, because your body's going to feel different when you have a high carb day versus a low carb day. Keep this in mind. And so carb cycling, I love it because it's education. And you start to listen to your body, and every body reacts differently to it. And you will quickly find if your body thrives on higher carbs or thrives on lower carbs. Nevertheless, we still need to cycle carbohydrates in there. You can get really good results on a low carb diet, but you must cycle carbs in there every 2 to 3 to 4 days for your long-term benefit, also for longer-term weight loss. So keep that in mind. For what it's worth, also, I'll throw this out there. Guys, the doors are open to my challenge right now. I only open them twice a year, and this is exactly what we do. I literally set up everybody on, I teach everybody how to carb cycle over the course of a month, and we layer in all the other pillars of wellness, from sleep to training to meal prep to everything. We do it all. It's an intensive 4 weeks. I'm going to go live 10 to 12 times, and I teach you exactly how to create your own customized carb cycle for you, for the weight loss journey, and then beyond. But I do it twice a year. I open up the doors in January, and then we just opened up the doors 5 days ago, and we launch September 8th. And so, guys, we launch. It's going to be a week from today is the onboarding, and then we officially launch on the 15th. But we start onboarding with the lives, where I'm going to teach you guys everything about weight loss, about carb cycling, about meal prep. We're going to do it all together. And then we actually start carb cycling in 2 weeks. So if this is something you're interested in, go to my website, chrispowell.com, and go ahead and click on the challenge. Doors are open, and then we're going to close them. And then if you do complete the carb cycle challenge, then if you're interested and you want to continue your journey in the collective, and you can meal prep with us on a weekly basis and work out with us and do our office hours, you have to finish the challenge first, though. And so it's a private, closed community, because you have to know how this stuff works in order to be a part of it. So anyway, open invitation to anyone who wants to join. There's 2 different tiers also. So whatever's the most budget friendly for you, but yes, doors are open now. So please, I would be honored to teach any and all of you how to do this properly, if it's something that you're interested in, and if this is the time of your life where you're ready to do this. So anyway, great question. That's my views of eating carbs when it comes to the journey of weight loss. Absolutely necessary. Okay. Oh, I love it. Here we go. Beautiful pink pixie. And you had the pizza. I love it. You said the chocolate pudding was so good, right? That chocolate pudding is money, and it tastes like the real deal. It's like and the whole time you're like, wait, this is like, what is it, 130 calories or something? And you get to eat a whole bowl of chocolate pudding. I love it. Okay, here we go. Rissa. Here we go. Just started creatine, 5 grams a day. How long till the muscles are saturated and no more water weight will you see on the scale? Okay, I would give yourself about 7 to 9 days or so until your muscles are fully saturated. That's going to be your highest point. You should not see the scale go up much more after that from the creatine. You can, of course, see the scale go up if you ate Chinese food the night before, drink a bunch of water, if you had alcohol a couple nights ago and now you're bloated. But as far as the creatine goes, yep, after about 7 to 9 days, muscles should be fully saturated. You'll see the scale go up 2 to 3 to 4 pounds. But then from there, if you just stay the course, you'll see the trend start to go down, and it'll just keep going from there. Okay, here we go. More questions. Let me see here. That's okay. Oh, Amanda, that's so cool. Sorry, the comments that are popping out to me are like, she says, I made the cornflake air fryer chicken thighs last night and couldn't get over how delicious it was. It makes me you have no idea how happy that makes me. And you know what? You can eat those throughout your entire journey. I am just so happy. You don't ever have to eat fried chicken again. You get the same experience. You feel like you're eating fried chicken, right? But it's not. And so it's going to give you so much more control. Mickey Mosk. Okay, what's my thoughts on the carnivore diet? So the carnivore diet is going to be it's a high protein diet, right? Lots of meats, very, very low in carbohydrate. I'm going to fall back on what I just said. Here's the thing: super high protein, low carb diets, and even higher in fats. Which would be very, very similar to even kind of like a keto kind of diet. Anyway, they work for different people. That's my thoughts on it. Because on the flip side, you could say, well, how about a vegan or an all plant-based diet, which is going to be much higher in carbohydrates, and it can be lower in fat, and it can be difficult to get enough protein in there, but you see some humans thrive on it. You just see them do great, genuinely. And it's not that they're trying to necessarily sell things. Some of them are, but you see some humans literally thrive on plant-based diets and not do well when they're eating animal meats. And then you see other humans do fantastic eating animal meats, and they do terrible on higher carbohydrate diets. Why? Well, humans are extremely adaptable. And if you actually look at, if you look at the big chart of human evolution, and then also migratory patterns, as we started to leave Africa, move into Europe, and we moved north and south, and some sailed the seas, all this other good stuff. And we changed, we adapted, and it changed our DNA as well. And so this is where you could go to Alaska and you could find Arctic Inuits that have lived for centuries on whale and walrus blubber and basically very little to no plants, but they eat a lot of protein and fat, and they thrive on it. And you feed them a plant-based diet and they get diabetes. But then you go to other cultures that would be far more agrarian, which would be like maybe in the Middle East, or there's some of these tribes in the Brazilian rainforest, and they don't eat any meats. They only eat plants, and they do phenomenal on these plant-based diets. And if you feed them animal meats, well, they get heart disease. So it's like, well, these are extremes, but the extremes are there to actually show an example that it's based on our ancestors and how they ate. And that's the DNA that's been passed down to us. And those are the genes that are expressing themselves in our guts. And so that's why it's funny, because you see these carnivore people fighting with the vegan people, and you see the keto people fighting with the South Beach diet people, and then the Ornish and Pritikin and Atkins. And I mean, it's just like all these different diet mentalities. And here's the thing, because it changed their life, they're really, really passionate. But what helped them isn't good for everyone. There's punchline. There's no one size fits all. So how you find out, especially, by the way, especially here in the United States. I know different places around the world, but here in the United States, we're a melting pot. I know a lot of us we're kind of mutts. I certainly am, from a bunch of different bloodlines. And so the only way to find out what works best for you is kind of test it out. Now, granted, you can get some testing done, but it's really expensive. Just trial and error. Try it out. Try a low carb diet. Try a carnivore diet. See if you thrive on it. Some people do keto and they feel great. Others do keto and they feel terrible. Try a plant-based diet and see how you feel. So the more you can play around with it, and I love the concept of that, because it actually forces you to listen to your body. Close your eyes, listen to your body. It's always talking to you through your energy levels, your mental clarity, your focus, your performance, your sleep, your hunger, and your satiety. It's always talking to you. If you ever stop and just listen to it, you'll hear it. And and this is the beauty of trying these things. The beauty of carb cycling too. You stop and you listen, and then you start to understand you start to learn the language. And then when you learn the language, then you can actually sync up, and you can be one with your body, and you can honor it, and you can listen to it, and then you can help it thrive. All right. Wow, guys. I know I ramble a lot. There's just so much. I'm passionate about this stuff. It's 11 o'clock right now. So I got to jump to a meeting right now. But I want to thank you guys for being on here. And I hope I've said something today, or I hope somebody here on Instagram or on Facebook has shared something that is a gold nugget for you to use on your journey of transformation. I see some other incredible questions here. I've been doing this consistently for the last, 3.5 months now, maybe. And so there's so much more to answer. I'll be back next Monday, and let's keep this party going. By the way, remember, next Monday, we're kicking off as far as onboarding for the challenge. So I would love to see some of you on there. Again, doors are open. You can go to my website, chrispowell.com. Links in my bio as well. If you guys are interested in joining the challenge, just jump on there, check it out, see if it's for you. I'd love to see you on there. And we'll be kicking that off next Monday evening, but I will be back here next Monday at 10 to support you on your journey. So my friends, have a wonderful week ahead. I'll see y'all on Instagram and on Facebook, and we'll talk soon. Hopefully I'll see y'all in the challenge too. That'd be a blast. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys.